Oh, hi guys, this is Joseph from Jouleconcepts. How are you doing today? I'm sure you'll be looking at my screen that this looks very different from what you're expecting. Basically, yeah. I think I need to give you a background of myself so you understand why most of my tutorials, a few of them come into our architectural space. And the reason is because professionally I'm an engineer, so I'm in the engineering space, so basically construction firm. So we do engineering designs, architectural designs, and all of that. So, but then 3D was just started off as a hobby for me. So that's why you see most things 3D because it's just hobby. I started off my YouTube channel as hobby, just putting out new things in 3D. So that's why you are seeing this. So, but then it still doesn't mean that I still don't do the architectural designs professionally. So this is one of the thing I want to show because my physical student want me to explain some things. So that's why I've decided to now start uploading tutorials in the engineering space, but I'll be having a playlist for that. So you might not really need that, except you want to specifically watch some, then you can just go to the playlist. All right. So let me get into today's tutorial. All right. So guys, I want to, like we said, we have this floor plan. By the way, I got this floor plan online. I'm going to put a link in the description so you can get the floor plan and continue working from there. And then the next thing we are going to is just to use this floor plan. But if you have your own floor plan, you can just work with your own floor plan. It's still all good. Everything is to scale, so we don't have any problem. So the first thing I'm going to do is to clear off things that I don't need in the scene. I only need the walls. All right, that's where I want to start from. So I'll click to my layers and hide a few of the layers that are not needed. So I just basically need to leave this Moro layer, which is like my wall layer. And now once I have that turned off, this is in layer 0. Okay, I've not turned off layer 0, so let me turn off layer 0 as well. So I just have this wall, and that's the first thing to do. The second thing to do is to pick where all my, because I need to set these walls, to pick where the walls are. I want to separate the exterior from the interior walls because these are examples of things you're seeing. This will pose a problem later by the time I want to start extruding and doing all of those. So I need to clear off. You can also see this. These are also other problems. So I will temporarily turn on this layer, moebles. No, this is not English. But then why I want to turn it on is so that I can see all the partition. I can use that to hide a few things and to do my trimming. Like in this place, you can tell that there is a curtain wall here. So I need to trim off these things so that I will have that wall. All right. So what I'll do to this is I'll just lock this furniture layer so that I don't accidentally trim that furniture layer. So I will start cleaning off TR for trim, and I will trim off this one, trim off this. Again, I want to have my object cycling enabled, so selection cycling. So I'll just come here, selection cycling, and then I will enable it so that my trimming will tell me to choose which line I want to trim. So I'll just choose this, click, and that's trimmed. It tells me which one I want to trim, the white line, and so that I will have this guy. So I think I'm going to undo this first off. Okay, so I don't want to trim this off. So we have a wall that ends here. So let's just trim this line. All right, so we want to also trim this line. Okay, I'll do the same thing here. Trim the white line, and then I can get rid of this. So why everything went off was because I'm just focused here, so it didn't know that there is a line there. So I have that done. The next thing is basically I don't know why I have this, so I will just trim this off because it's not really needed. I'm also going to look at here. I'm also going to trim off this because supposed to have a cutting wall right here. And here, again, I'm just going to clear this off. Please hold on, I'm coming. All right, sorry, I got a call. So I will trim off this as well because I don't need a line here. This is going to be a cutting wall. So all this will help me later. I don't know the essence of this line actually. So I'm going to delete this line because really is not needed for us. So again, I'll just trim off all these ones that are opening. So they are going to be like opening for us. I'm going to undo this. Okay, actually, I don't need to undo. I will just join. You know, when I was trimming this off, it trimmed off all the way here. So we can just use, oh, sorry, Control Z. I want to trim here. I'm going to join that. I'll just use line to join this, so that's not a problem. I'm removing this guy. Yeah. I don't want to have any lines whatsoever coming that way. So I'm going to use my press escape. Just right click on this line. You will see add selected, and that will allow me create that same line. I'll just join all the way here. And then I can now use my trim of this so that I can have a continuous line all through. I think this is good. There is opening here, so I'm going to remove that. I want to all these places, I'm going to just open them off so that I just have one continuous loop of line. So that's what I want. This doesn't really matter because this is the line. I'm going to delete this again. So I'll come here. I need to join this. I'm opening this wall. I'll just select this line and drag this here. By the way, let me go back to wireframe. So if you look through now, you see that everything is continuous all the way, and every place is where we're going to have opening. We have created the openings already. All right, so we don't have any stone unturned. So the only thing is this. I'll just delete that, and now this is complete. So now that I have this completed, the next thing is I want to do is I want to go into my 3D workspace. So just click here, go into 3D modeling. So once I go into my 3D modeling, again, right now if I select this line, it will be selecting them as separate objects. I really want to make this work easy for myself. So I'll select all these white lines like so. I'm going to join them to becoming one object. So they will be seen as just one object. So like a polyline. All right. So I'll just select this, select that, and this will come all the way here. And this should not be there. So I'll just hold down Shift and remove that from my selection. Don't forget, everything has to be closed. Select that and this, select this line, come here, this, and this. Select that. So I need to do all of my selection set. This is the boring part, all right? So but it's needed. We need to do all these selection sets for us to join them into being one object, so that by the time we select any part of this object, I want the white line, it will be regarded or seen as just a polyline instead of line, and that will save us hours of stress in the end. All right, so I'll just have that. I think I need to select this as well. I have this, and then this white line. I think, oh, I missed this, guys, this line. So I missed this as well. So you have to always, please, it's very important, you need to cross check everything. Even after selection, you will need to see, I missed this. You need to always zoom out, see, look at what you have selected and zoom into some parts and see if the selection sets are accurate and you've done everything. I think right about now I am done with this selection. So what I'll just do is just join them by pressing J and then press enter. And now if I select this, all of them will not be joined. Don't worry about that. But you just have to be doing them again, just one by one, again to join again. So I'll just do this, J join. Now we now have more. Those that don't join, don't worry, we are going to look at other ways we can do this. So in this case now we've tried to join whatever we can join. And what we need to do is to convert all these openings into a geometry, like a planar geometry that we can now use to extrude. So while I'm in my 3D, I want to go into the isometric view, and this is the wall. So right now, I think it is now time for me to hide this furniture. Okay, so I have all these guys selected. I can even select everything like this, J again to join, but they will still not join. Yeah, they will still not join, but that's not a problem. So what we need to do, I'll just show you the normal way we do this and then show you the proper way. Usually you have this polysolid which allows you to create walls. You use it for creating walls, and the way it works is you just select it, set the height for your wall. So let's say 3,500. And by the way, this is in millimeters. And then I want to set the width for my wall, which is 150. And then I can set the justification, which is where you want your mouse to be when drawing. So let's say I want it to be on the left, and then I can keep drawing, and this will continue that way. But the problem with this approach is if I do it here after setting, it will work here. You can see that one is correct because I know the dimension there is 150. If I click here and I just click all the way, and then I'll press enter to stop at that point. If I want to do here again and I do that wall, let's say this point, you will notice that it is wider. That means I have to now come back here, check the dimension, go and set again, and it's going to be tedious. All right. So what we'll do is, instead of using that approach, you can just use what we call the region command. That region command will look at all this and make them a solid region. Then we can just extrude them. All right. Here, this is not needed. So I just didn't want to delete that. So I think for a moment, I'll just put this into the 0 so that I can hide it. Don't worry. So I'll just type region command and press enter. I will be asked to select the object to convert to region. So I'll select all of them and just press enter. And that's all. It tells me we have 4 loops extracted, 4 regions created. So it looks at all of this, and then the regions will be created for us. So let's try to now extrude. So I can just come to my extrude command, select everything like so, and then press enter. And then I will build this up. It will ask me for the height. All right. So I can set the height for this. Or another thing I can do is if I come here and I change this to conceptual, you see, this is a region. Every of those things that convert to region will have this solid object. I think that's what I forgot to show first. So you see, this is the first region, second region, third, and fourth. So these ones were not converted. We will have to put this into their region as well. So let's run the region command and then select this. Just make sure all these guys are selected and press enter. And it's saying no region was created for us. So we might need to, again, let's join them. So if that doesn't want to work, we might use join command and see what happens. J for join. And let's see if this one object, it's still not one object, but we'll look at other ways to do that. But let's just quickly work on these. So if I go to my extrude, I can select this region and then press enter, build up. It's asking me for the height. We know a basic wall floor is 3,500. So depending on whatever you want, you can just do that. So I've done this, and then I will run my extrude again on this other one. So let's just do these ones that the regions were already done. I'll come up 3500, and then I've built these walls. So we are left with these other ones. All right. So what we can do is we can go to the solid section and run our extrude in the solid section. So what that will do is going to force our extrusion into being a solid instead of surface. So just select that, press enter, and come all the way here. Okay, I think I see what's happening here. Something is missing here because some line is not joined here. So let me just drag this and snap to that point. And then select this, J for join. So it's still not. Again, let's run that extrude under our solid as well. So it's missing this line. So I think something is wrong here. So if I press delete, Ctrl Z, this is a polyline, this is a line. This is not being extruded, so something could be wrong with this. So let me just go to the top view and see how I'm going to correct this. So let's change this again to the wireframe. I will say add selected. I'll just draw from here to here to here. I think that's the line we missed. Okay, so I have two lines here. I want to delete the one under. So this is the new one we have. So let's join this and see what happens. Now this is joined, so that's fine. So you might need to do all of those troubleshooting if need be. Okay, so let's do this again. So let's go back to conceptual and then extrude while you're in the solid. I'll select these guys. And now this is coming out now, but still it's not seen as a solid, it's seen as surface, even though we are here. So we might need to, so there's something here again. If you notice, if I select these guys, I select all of these ones right here and run this. So if you look at this place, it's seeing this wall, that this line is coming out here. So it's seeing a double line here. I don't want to see this double line. It should be a continuous line. So I'm going to undo that, check what is wrong here. So this one, I'm going to explode it and delete this line. Just select this and connect right here and join. Just go back again. So that's the troubleshooting thing that you need to do. You have to be joining and checking why some things are not working. And so again, let's run this again. So that has been corrected. So let's also check here. Okay, so I'm going to undo this. And let's see if region will work here now. Region, select here. Now region works because we've corrected that. So that means we also have a problem that we need to sort. So let's just run our extrude on that region, press enter, and then this will be 3500. You see that we've done all of this now, and I'll have to also still come right here and see what is happening, what the problem is, and J for join, So this one is already joined. Let's join to this. If it's not joining, not a problem. Drag it out and then drag it back to that point. Make sure you snap to that edge. And now it's joined. So this again is not joining to this. Move this out and then move it back. Make sure you snap to that endpoint. It's very important, that endpoint. Select both of them, join. It should be one object now. You see that? So you have to go back and start correcting things that are off place. I'll move it out. I'll move it back into the endpoint. Zoom in so that you see the endpoint. And J for join. So it's not joining because it's not endpoint. So I have to make sure it snaps to that endpoint. Yes. Now this should join. You see now it joins. Again, we'll do the same thing till we get everything corrected. Just join here. You know, I wasn't the one who did this, so those are the errors you will find that you need to correct. So this line is not joining. I will just come here, join it to that endpoint, select them, J for join. This should now be one object. And we'll continue working our way that way till we finish up all this. And let's see this as well. This is not joined, so I'll move this out first, move it back to that endpoint. I don't want any other thing other than endpoint. Escape, move this out, move it back till I see endpoint. If endpoint is hard for you, just right click. You will see, hold on. Yeah, endpoint, yeah. I could also hide a few things that I don't want to see in my object snap. So let me just select all this, J for join. This should be one object all the way here. So what I'll do is I'll just come here to my object snap and disable everything other than endpoint. So I'll come to the snap, clear all, just have only endpoints enabled so that by the time I'm snapping, I'm only snapping to endpoints. So select this, move out, and then endpoints. I think that's done. J, this should be one. So it's not this and this. J, this should work now, this one object. So I will come here. First off, I need to move this out and then move it back to the endpoint. Select them, J, one object. So I'm almost done. So I'll just work my way here till I am done. So still trying to snap, so take it out, snap back. I think this is fine all the way here. I'm going to snap this out and then back. This will come out and then snap back to the endpoint. This should come out and then snap back to that endpoint. Okay, this is one object now. And I need to connect this as well. So just move this out, snap it back. Okay. You see how easy it is. So I think this is the only one that is left. So I'll just select either this, move it out, move it back in, J. So if I come and select anywhere, you see that it is just one object. So I'll just run my region and select everything like so. Press enter. I have my region and then I'll run my extrude on that surface. Press enter, move up. This is going to be 3,500. And now I have that floor plan. And then I can, at this point, I can now turn on my furniture so that I can see where my doors and my windows are. So here, basically, let's say I want my doors to be like, I want the height of my door to be 2100 or 2200. So what I need to do is to look for a point here at exactly that height, and then I can put this right there. We just finish up and build off that my wall. So basically, if I'm to create a wall, a door, let's say this is going to be the thickness of my door. So I'll come all the way from here. I might actually need to go into wireframe. So just switch this to, press escape first, switch this to just wireframe, not 2D, so that I'll be able to see this edge, and then I can build off. So this is going to be my door frame. All right. So if I come to my box, I can set the width of this guy like so. Or so while I'm doing, I can just set my length. Okay. So it's asking for the length. So the length gets all the way here. It's asking for the width. The width will come all the way to this point, and then it will ask for the height. I already know that I want my height to be 2001. So here, because I don't know it, I'll just put the value 2100, and then it's going to give me a door of that height. And why am I doing this is so that I'll know, okay, I'm going to use this place to be the height for my house, basically. So if I have this 2-1, so I can quickly use my calculator here just to get something. So I'll just type calculator. I can just say 3500 minus 2-1. So it's going to be 1-4. All right. So that means I need to have a door or a wall of 1-4 from here to here, which I will now copy everywhere. I think I can quickly do that. And the good thing is I already have this, which I'm still going to delete anyway. So I'll just come here, create a box. I can snap from end to end. So the box, we can come here. From here, I want to choose my length. I'll go all the way to this place. Okay, so now the issue here now is trying to create the box on the surface, but I want it to be on the surface. So let's just create a box. Make sure that the surface is highlighted. Click, and then change my length all the way here, my width here. Make sure endpoint. Then I'll go up 1400. It should snap to that top. So while this thing snaps here, all I just need to do is start positioning it where I want this to be. So I have opening here. I want to copy this now. What I can do is, since I already have this wall here, I want to create a copy of this opening somewhere here. The good thing, I can just use my copy command, CO for copy. Instead of choosing this object as my endpoint, I'll choose down here as my base point. I'll click and then go to this endpoint. Would have copied that on that point. So I'll go to the next place where I want to have that door. So I already know that I also want to have one here. So I'll snap on this edge. I'm going to add another one right there. And that's how I'm going to continue to snap. But I don't want to switch out of this because this allows me to see the end properly. So for this one, I can choose this because we need to rotate. I can actually choose this. Yeah, I can choose this. So let me add one here. And so do I have so I've added one here, one here. I have the two that I need here. I also need one here. I'll snap. And I think that's pretty much everything that I need. This is not the door, this opening. So maybe I also put it right here. Just press escape. So I've done all of these things. If I switch this to shaded or conceptual, I can get rid of this because I don't need this anymore. I have that. So all these ones, I just need to now rotate them. That's just basically all I need to do. First thing, I'll move this here and then rotate. That's just all I need. For this one as well, I'll move to this point and rotate. This one is actually good, but the only problem is, you notice the problem we have for this is that the width is not the normal width for this, so but it's not a problem. We can just use our press pull to select the face of this guy and then press pull it in. All right, so that's what we will do. So let me wireframe, press pull, come to this face right here. Or we could select this guy. What can I do? So if I isolate this, I can press pull that guy inwards just to do that. So you see the whole idea of that. So you can just do that. Sorry, I'm coming. I need to. All right. So once I'm done, I'll just unisolate by. Okay, let me close this first. I'll just unisolate by clicking here, and then I'll end object isolation, and then I have this object right there. I just need to now press pull this back to this surface, and that's just all I need. So if I run my press pull, select that face, I can come to this face, and that will be on that surface. All right. So that's that. So you can just use that to build everything, and then you have your door openings and all of this. And the other thing you might want to do is, if I want to turn this to being one object, you can use your um, Boolean operation. So you have these solid unions. Just select this and select that. I want the solid to be selected. I also want this to be selected, and that and this. Just press enter. They will become one object. You can see that they are now one object instead of having that top as a separate object. Okay, so you do that. So for this one, you notice we added this. The same thing is what we're going to do here. You just press pull this out first, press pull, snap to that end, you have that. But in the case of this, first things first is I'm going to move this into the position. I'll just press M for move. Sorry, I'm not. And I'll pick here as my base point, snap here. That's the first thing to do. The next thing will now be to rotate. So I'll just select it as well. RO for rotate. It's asking me for base point. So this will be my base point because it's my pivot point. Click. And then I want to rotate this way. Make sure your auto mode is on. Rotate that way. And that's it. And again, remember, you just select this object, isolate. Just type isolate object, and then use your press pull to press pull that face in. End your isolation by clicking here, end isolation object, then you can press pull this back. You can just press pull this face back to that, and then you have that. So you do the same thing for this. So it's not anything special or hard, but so this is how you would develop your floor plan into a 3D geometry and get the openings, walls and windows openings, and then from there you can just have a wall door models or a window models and then position them where they should be. So if you feel this was helpful, please do give me a like and a thumbs up, and if you're new to my channel, please do subscribe because I do tutorials like this every day. Do have a wonderful day and God bless you. Bye.